Okay, this is our second lesson on major pentatonic scales. Instead of actually running you through the other four patterns of the scale, I'm providing the sheet music for it. It's pretty much the same thing as we did in the previous lesson, you're just doing it with four more scale patterns. So instead of wasting a whole nother video lesson just on drilling scales, I'll let you do that on your own, and we're actually going to try a new application. Playing a major pentatonic scale just up and down like this isn't always the most rewarding thing. What I like to do is take the scale and move it laterally. And while there's not an actual real name for this kind of scale, I like to call it a 3-2 scale fingering. And where that comes from is the idea that we have 3 notes on a string and then 2 notes on the next. And this pattern just repeats. And we can end it all the way up there if we want to. We're doing this in the, actually let's do it in the key of A major. I just did it in G. So starting on A, you're going to have the 5th fret on the 6th string, 7th, 9th, and then 7th, 9th on the 4th or the 5th string, and then 7, 9, 11 on the 4th, 9, 11 on the 3rd, and then 10, 12, 14 on the 2nd string, and then 12, 14 on the 1st string. If you want to, you can always go up to the A at the 17th fret on the 1st string. Go all the way through there. The series of drills on this, I'm going to run through one time on this. We have the quarter notes. You're going to go up the scale and then back down it. I can't stress enough how important it is as you're learning a new scale fingering to actually run it with all the different subdivisions of time with the metronome, 8th notes. Here are the triplets, or 3 notes per beat. And then 16th notes. Alright, that's the first scale pattern. I'm going to give you a couple of examples. These are real simple. They're pretty meathead. They're not the most musical thing you can do, but I just want to give you some basic ideas you can use to actually utilize the scale fingering. The first one, if we're playing here in A, we're going to be hearing this little box. That's the 7th and 9th frets for the most part on the 4th and 5th strings. That little area, you can actually do things like if you bar on the 4th and 5th strings and hammer your 3rd finger on the 9th fret 5th string, you get kind of a nice little Hendrixy kind of sound right there. The next one, we're actually moving up to the next octave of this. Right. Keep in mind where your roots are within all of this. In this scale pattern, you have a root on the 6th string 5th fret, the 4th string 7th fret, and then the 2nd string 10th fret, and that's where this lick is right now. We're starting on the root. If I wanted to, I could just move it, down an octave or any place where I've got that particular little box worth of notes. We're going to go back to the first little area here on the 7th and 9th frets, doing these as triplets, which is kind of reminiscent of Hideaway by Freddie King, actually. We'll do it up an octave from there. Alright, we'll do it in other places on the neck. The biggest thing is that you want to be able to use these scales in a real complete fashion. You want to know what the notes are that you're playing and be able to move these ideas into different places on the neck. without too much work. You don't want these just to be physical finger patterns. You want them to actually you want to know what the root is. You want to know what the notes are relative to the root. With this major pentatonic scale, you start off with your root, and then you have a major second, major third, perfect fifth, major sixth. It's like a regular, what we call diatonic major scale, but we're taking out two notes. We're taking out the fourth note of the scale and the seventh note of the scale. And that's what gives us our major pentatonic or five-note major scale.